Hi everyone, welcome to Keerthi's FinFo. I am here with an important update. This week, Indian government had unveiled comprehensive GST reforms which are not only going to change how taxes will work for resident Indians, it's also going to impact NRIs. If you are an NRI, especially GST cuts will impact in two important sectors. In today's video, I am going to analyze how it will impact and why is it done now? Why not at the time of budget? So, I am going to discuss four important aspects. 1. What are the new generation GST reforms announced? Second, why this was brought all of a sudden? Third, what are the proposed broad taxation framework? Fourth, how NRIs are going to get benefited. So, stay tuned till the end. Let's start with the first question. What are these new GST reforms? Think, this GST reform is like a kind of economic reset button. If you are in touch with Indian economy and taxation, India has one of the highest indirect taxation in the world. In Dubai, where I live, it's at 5% VAT. Whereas in India, it was around 18 to 28% and different slabs. But now the government has completely restructured the GST framework, moving from a complex multi-slab system to an elegant, simple structure. We now have primarily two main tax brackets. One is 5% for everyday essentials, another 18% for most other goods. With 40% luxury bracket, this is reserved for high-end items. Why did it happen all of a sudden? Generally, these kind of tax cuts are announced during the budget. But this time government is telling it's Diwali gift from our side. And it's going to be implemented right from first day of Navratri, September 22nd. It's not at all accidental. India found itself at crossroads when US started imposing 50% tariff. Now it is threatening to affect 86 billion worth of exports to US. Instead of playing victim or playing defensive politics, Modi-led government chose a different strategy entirely. Strengthen the domestic economy from within. The calculation was brilliant in its simplicity. Rather than negotiating from a position of weakness or trying to please an external power, India decided to make its economy more resilient and self-reliant. Atmanirbhar. These reforms were not just about reduction of taxes, they were about reducing dependency on export market and building a robust domestic consumption base, because of which Trump kind of bully can never exploit our country. Now, because of Trump policy, every country in the world actually is trying to look at India and trying to be Atmanirbhar, self-reliant. We are slowly witnessing probably even era of deglobalization. These reforms are going to directly benefit residents who are living in India. Means if your parents or siblings, if they are living in India, that will give direct benefit to them. They are going to pay less tax in every sector, in every purchase. But some of the reductions are also going to benefit we NRIs, even though we are living in foreign country. I have identified two such sectors where NRIs are going to take the maximum benefit. Let's start with first, insurance. This is perhaps your biggest win. Your life and health insurance premium in India just became 15 to 18% cheaper overnight. But think beyond just savings. If you are living in countries like US, UK, Canada, Australia, you already know how expensive a comprehensive health coverage can be. In India, health insurance offering is already world-class coverage is available at fraction of international cost. Now with zero GST, it becomes even more compelling. Whether you are securing coverage for your parents or maintaining policy for your own future when you are returning to India, even considering India as a medical tourism destination, this reform is directly going to impact your bottom line. You would have read the recent report that NRIs are purchasing more and more term insurance. Actually, this number had doubled this year. With this GST reform, I feel NRIs prefer to purchase health and term insurance even more in India. Some people argue that even before these NRI insurance policies could effectively become zero tax, NRI buyers and resident insurance sellers, they did not know how to make this tax-free. There was knowledge gap, because of which all of NRIs did not get the benefits of government policies. This is what happening. Health and term insurance policies in India were subject to 18% GST, but NRIs enjoyed a significant advantage through their eligibility to claim complete refund of this tax. But the issue was that to qualify for this GST refund, NRIs had to meet three specific criteria. First, NRI had to be both proposer and an insured member under the policy. Second, the premium payments had to be made exclusively from NRE account. Third, premiums had to be paid annually rather than monthly or quarterly. But without any of these headaches, now, after the new GST reforms, every NRI will directly have 0% of tax applied. No hassles of going for refund, it is completely tax free. Let's go to the second sector, that is real estate. If you have been on the fence about purchasing flat or constructing house in India, these reforms just tip the scales dramatically in your favor. Construction materials like cement, steel, building supplies, they all have been significant GST reduction. They have seen this reduction now. So this also is translating into 8 to 12% lower construction cost overall for the new projects. The opportunity is also extending far beyond just building cost. Home appliances, modular kitchens, furniture, furnishing items, all are moving to 5% bracket. That means if you want to set up a rental property or give it for Airbnb, preparing home for any kind of your eventual return, it has become substantially cheaper now for you. For NRIs with business interest in India, these reforms also can open up new possibilities. Lower input cost means across the sector, higher profit margin for Indian businesses. If you have invested in Indian market or considering starting ventures there, reduced operational cost can create more attractive business fundamentals. In a quarter or two, the sale and profit of the Indian companies will go up significantly, and we are all going to witness this. This may reflect in the stock prices eventually. In general, if you are supporting your parents or relatives in India, their monthly expenses for essentials, healthcare and insurance, it just decreased meaningfully. The money you transfer for the family support now covers more, right? Your money has more value now. These reforms are actually coming at a time, just think, when many developed countries, they are grappled with inflation and higher living cost. The relative attractiveness of maintaining stronger India connections, whether through your investment or insurance or property, this has increased significantly. For NRIs planning eventual repatriation, these reforms make the transition more economically attractive. Lower cost across essential categories mean your foreign saving will have greater purchasing power when you are deploying it in India. After retiring in India, it becomes even more attractive. That's it for today. I will meet you with another interesting topic next week. Till then, bye-bye.